Did you know that an estimated 4,000 Indian migrant workers died building Dubai's spectacular skyscrapers and islands? This staggering death toll is the untold human cost behind Dubai's architectural wonders. Dubai is often seen as a glamorous vacation destination, with its luxurious hotels, iconic skyscrapers, and picturesque beaches. But behind the scenes lurks a dark underbelly that tourists rarely witness. That gorgeous Instagram shot disguises the troubling truths about this Middle Eastern playground for the rich. In this video, I'll reveal the shocking realities behind Dubai's facade that explain why you should think twice before visiting. You'll learn about human rights abuses, environmental damage, and the rampant inequality ingrained in Dubai's foundations. By the end, you'll understand the high cost paid by migrant workers to fuel Dubai's non-stop growth. The glitter wears off quickly once you peek behind the curtain. Exploitation of migrant workers. Dubai's construction boom relies on the backbreaking labor of migrant workers, mainly from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the Philippines. Lured by the prospect of good pay, over 2 million migrant workers have their passports confiscated upon arrival and are plunged into debt by recruitment fees. They work in dangerously hot temperatures, with inadequate food, water, and rest. Housed in squalid labor camps, workers cannot change jobs or leave without their employer's permission. This modern form of indentured servitude maintains Dubai's privileged standard of living. While the native Emirati population lives lavishly, migrant workers suffer under slave-like conditions. In fact, migrant workers make up over 95% of Dubai's private workforce, yet have almost no labor rights. They face extremely long hours, subsistence wages, and hazardous working environments. Major developers proudly show off Dubai's architectural wonders, but ignore the human cost. Thousands of workers have died from unsafe conditions, especially during the recent building boom. Yet companies face no penalties, while deaths and injuries go woefully underreported. Behind the facade, the human toll of Dubai's growth remains hidden. No human rights for workers. Under the kafala system, migrant workers in Dubai have almost no basic human rights. They lack the freedom to organize, cannot access the legal system, and have no bargaining power against employers. The state offers no protections. Police frequently detain and deport workers for minor issues like missing payments. When workers protest unpaid wages or poor conditions, they face threats, arrest, beatings, and immediate deportation. The lack of rights enables rampant abuse. In this workers' paradise, exhaustion, injury, and suicide are distressingly common. Behind Dubai's prosperity lies a vast underclass trapped in corporate indentured servitude. Moreover, passports are illegally confiscated to prevent workers from leaving. The state turns a blind eye, despite this being against UAE law. Workers also face frequent wage theft, working months without pay, yet they have no recourse due to Dubai's lack of labor courts and arbitration. The abuse, debt bondage, lack of rights, and employer intimidation all amount to modern slavery. Migrant workers power Dubai's economy, but receive no dignity or justice in return. Discrimination against women. While portrayed as progressive, Dubai still practices systematic discrimination against women. Marital rape is permitted, honor killings receive light punishment, and women have limited autonomy and rights. Emirati women must obtain permission from a male guardian to study abroad, marry, or undergo certain medical procedures. Female visitors also face strict decency laws governing dress and public behavior, enforced by arrests if violated. Though glamorized in tourism ads, Dubai offers no paradise for women. From controlling dress to limiting basic freedoms, Dubai remains staunchly patriarchal despite the modern veneer. For instance, if an unmarried woman gives birth in Dubai, she can be arrested for extramarital sex. Women who report rape can find themselves jailed for adultery if they cannot produce witnesses. Reporting domestic violence also risks prosecution, further silencing victims. Workplace discrimination limits professional opportunities for women, along with deeply ingrained social attitudes. Laws prohibit gender discrimination yet remain weakly enforced. Behind the surface, traditional norms still dictate women's place in Dubai's society. Environmental damage. Dubai's extravagant projects have wreaked havoc on its desert ecosystem. Offshore dredging and artificial island construction has ravaged coastal environments and wildlife. The destruction of marine habitat has accelerated erosion, disturbed natural currents, increased water temperatures and salinity, and collapsed local fisheries. Massive desalination plants produce huge amounts of brine that gets pumped back into the Gulf, further damaging marine life. Air pollution from constant construction causes significant public health issues. And the carbon footprint needed to air-condition Dubai's expansive developments only multiplies the environmental harm. Furthermore, Dubai's opulent water features and green landscapes require tremendous resources in one of the most water-scarce regions on Earth. Critics have called projects like the indoor ski slope and massive fountain displays ecological insanity. Preserving this oasis mirage in the desert extracts a heavy toll on Dubai's environmental foundations. Meanwhile, excessive consumption by the elite floods waste into overflowing landfills. For all its ecological sins, Dubai shows little willingness to adopt more sustainable practices. Rampant inequality. While portrayed as a multicultural paradise, Dubai is plagued by deep economic and social divisions. A small native Emirati elite sits atop the pyramid, followed by wealthy expat professionals needed to run the city. Meanwhile, low-paid migrant workers lack access to welfare, education, or opportunities for advancement. They're temporary laborers whose presence is conditioned on subservience. This mobility based on ethnicity cements inequality in Dubai's structure. Extravagant wealth exists alongside stark poverty, divided by passport. As the super-rich flock to Dubai as a tax haven, income disparities grown severe. The Gini coefficient, which measures inequality, ranks Dubai as one of the most unequal cities in the world. The richest 10% of households earn nearly 60% of total income. This rampant inequality stems from a regressive political economy based on citizenship privileges. Emiratis receive massive state benefits including free housing, healthcare, utilities, and guaranteed public sector jobs. Expat high earners also gain advantages, but migrant workers face exploitation without pathways to permanence. Under the surface, Dubai remains a socially regressive autocracy. Political rights are non-existent, and dissidents are jailed or deported. Independent civil society groups are banned. Press freedom is nearly absent. Substantial wealth concentration near the top, combined with an oppressed bottom, makes Dubai among the world's most unequal societies. The opulence ultimately rests on keeping an underclass invisible and powerless. Luxuries predicated on exploitation. This severe stratification is intentionally embedded in Dubai's economic model. The true cost of Dubai's architectural marvels and luxury lifestyle is human exploitation, environmental ruin, and rampant injustice. Behind the thrilling, Instagrammable facade exists a sobering reality. By resting on an underclass deprived of rights, Dubai hides social divisions under the cover of glamour. So, before you book that dream Dubai vacation, consider whether your tourist dollars fund oppression. Sometimes staying home is the most ethical choice. I'm not saying never visit Dubai, but go in with eyes open to the abuses that built this playground of the rich. Being conscious travelers allows us to make more thoughtful choices. The darkness behind Dubai's glittering illusion should give us pause. Consider more responsible destinations where our presence benefits local communities. Seek substance over surface-level glitz. We vote with our wallets, so think carefully about the values supported by our wanderlust. With knowledge and care, our travels can bring light, not exploitation.